everyone. I'm Carrie,
And I'm Will.
and this is the Baseball and Chain podcast, where a husband and wife get together and discuss the current happenings in Major League Baseball.
This is our second low energy episode in a row.
We're both a little under the weather.
I'm mostly better, but I'm pretty sure I had the flu or something because I wasn't able to get out of bed for like 3 days. So, unfortunately, we missed a recap because I just wasn't able to use my brain at all, even to watch highlights. It hurt to open my eyes for a while. Um, so yeah, we're skipping that. We put a couple tweets and Facebook posts about things, but that's about the extent of coverage we're going to have on the second series of the season.
With that being said, we are going to start on the next series of games. First up, we have the Marlins at Mets.
Game 1. The Mets nearly stranded the bases loaded in the second inning after 2 consecutive strikeouts, but were able to take an RBI walk on a full count to Mark Canha, and then added on another run on a Vogelbach single. Pete Alonso knocked in an RBI single in the fourth inning. Starling Marte hits a solo home run in the sixth. Garrett Cooper cuts the lead to 6-3 in the eighth for the Marlins on a 3-run home run to center. And the Mets responded by adding 3 runs of their own on a home run by Lindor and Alonso. On home runs by Lindor and Alonso in the bottom of the eighth. Final was Mets 9, Marlins 3.
It was a little sad before the game. The 2023 Mets were introduced, and Edwin Diaz came out on crutches, and they still played his entrance music. Sad little trumpets.
Yeah, I don't know what they would have done instead, but I feel like they probably shouldn't have done that. Shouldn't have played the music because it's
Sad.
a little sad.
Yeah, I bet he's a bit depressed.
Hmm.
I wonder if he'll ever play at the World Baseball Classic again. Game 2.
Jeff McNeil had an RBI walk in the first inning. Pete Alonso hit a 2-run home run in the bottom of the fifth. Jazz Chisholm hit a solo shot in the sixth. Eduardo Escobar had a 2-run opposite field shot in the bottom half of that inning. And Luis Ariz had an RBI single in the seventh. Pere Senga continued pitching well. Nobody can hit his ghost forkball pitch. He went 6 innings, 1 earned run, and 6 strikeouts. Mets 5, Miami 2.
Game 3.
Brian De La Cruz hit a 3-run home run in the first inning. Jazz Chisholm had an RBI single in the fifth and was scored by a Garrett Cooper 2-run home run. Mets Carlos Carrasco gives up 6 earned runs in 4.2 innings, and the final was Miami 7, New York 2, and the Mets won the series 2-1.
Next up, we have the Yankees at the Orioles. Game 1, Orioles get 2 in the second inning on an RBI single by Adam Frazier and a fielding error by Gleyber Torres. Franchi Cordero hits a 105-mile-per-hour rocket to right field to cut the Orioles' lead to 4-3 in the fourth. Oswaldo Cabrera laces a 2-run double into right center field gap. In the sixth, they give the Yankees a 5-4 lead. Adley Rutschman clutches up and hits an RBI single on a full count with 2 outs to tie the game in the bottom of the sixth. Ramon Urias? Which one?
Yes.
Ramon Urias knocks in the go-ahead RBI in the seventh on a double to left center. Few wild pitches by Yankees reliever Jimmy Cordero plates another run for the Orioles.
One Cordero gaveth, and the other tooketh away.
I didn't realize that Cordero was such a popular last name amongst Yankees.
Yeah.
Huh. Cabrera added another RBI for New York, but it wasn't enough. Bautista came in to earn a save, getting Rizzo to pop to left field to end the game. Final was Baltimore 7, Yankees 6.
Game 2.
The Orioles start scoring on a Santander sacrifice fly in the first. Noted Yankees fan favorite Aaron Hicks hits an RBI single to tie the game in the 4th. Yankees add 3 runs in the 5th. Volpe had a leadoff triple, was scored by LeMahieu. Aaron Judge hit a sacrifice fly to score LeMahieu, and Giancarlo Stanton hit a laser home run to make it 4-1 Yankees. Johnny? That's a weird word. Johnny Burrito had another great outing to fill in for injured Yankees starters, only allowing 1 earned run over 5 innings pitched. Final score, Yankees 4, Baltimore 1.
I like how the burrito emoji translated over to the notes.
Yeah, that's really nice. Game 3. Aaron Judge hits a solo home run in the 3rd. Franchi, did you spell it differently in 2 different spots?
Nope, that's the same spelling.
Still annoying. Franchi Cordero hits a 2-run home run in the 5th. Anthony Santander cuts the lead to 2 in the 6th on a 2 RBI double. Aaron Judge adds another solo home run in the 7th. Orioles play catch-up all game but can't close the gap. Final score, Yankees 5, Baltimore 2. Yankees win the series 2-1.
Boo.
We don't love to see it.
Thought the Orioles were gonna show why we picked them to win the AL wild card and win the series, but they did not.
Guess not.
Next, we have the Rangers at the Cubs. Game 1, Cody Bellinger had an RBI in the bottom of the 4th after Dansby gets in scoring position with a swollen base.
Base crime.
Lots of great defensive plays, multiple double plays. Simeon had a sliding pick to start one of them. Adolis Garcia has the ball pop in and out of his glove with 2 out in the 6th to allow a second run to score. And more great defense with a great pick by Hosmer in the 9th inning. The Cubs win 2-0 over the Rangers. Game 2, Dansby Swanson had an RBI single in the 3rd to give the Cubs a 2-1 lead. Patty Wiz, solo home run, bottom of the 4th. Eric Hosmer had a 2 RBI single in the 6th. Trey Mancini had an RBI single in the 7th to make it 6-2 Cubs. A Jan Gomes solo home run, bases clearing single by Ian Happ in the 8th. And the final was Cubs 10, Rangers 3. In Game 3, the Rangers get 4 in the 2nd inning on hits by Jankowski and Simeon and a throwing error by Nick Madrigal. Edwin Rios hits a 2-run home run in the bottom of that inning. Bubba Thompson and Marcus Simeon have big days and combined for 5 RBI for the Rangers. Final, Texas 8, Cubs 2. Cubs take the series 2-1.
Next up, we have the Padres at the Braves. Game 1, Blake Snell struggled with command and exited after only 3.2 innings pitched. At least he did more than 3.1. That was the curse of last week, right?
Yeah.
Matt Carpenter has a laser 3-run home run to right field in the 4th to take the lead for the Padres. Pilar ties the game in the bottom half with an RBI single. Snell walks in a run to give Braves the lead. Jake Cronenworth solo home run to tie the game in the 6th. Game stayed deadlocked at 4 until Kirby Yates throws a wild pitch to score a run and then struggles to field a bunt by Jose Azocar, throwing the ball away, trying to get the final out at first base and giving the Padres a 6-4 lead in the 8th. Matt Olson came in clutch with a 2-out, 2-strike RBI single to opposite field. Darno follows it up with another 2-out hit on an 0-2 count to tie the game at 6. Juan Soto makes a diving catch to save the tie going into the 9th. Bogaerts grounds into a double play to give the Braves the chance to walk it off, and they take advantage on another 2-out, 2-strike RBI by Orlando. I literally live in Orlando and I can't even say it. Orlando Arcia. Final was Atlanta 7, San Diego 6. Game 2, Nelson Cruz hits an RBI double and an RBI walk, gives San Diego an early 2-0 lead. Cruz. Yeah.
Like the caveman.
The good movie. I love that movie. Cruz adds another RBI on a single in the 2nd. Braves come roaring back in the 3rd with an Ozuna.
Azuna.
Was right the first time. With an Ozuna home run, Riley hit an RBI single and a wild pitch to tie the game at 3. Cronenworth hits a sacrifice fly to score Machado in the 5th. Braves tie with a bases-loaded walk in the bottom of the inning. Bogarts gets an RBI single in the 6th to give the Padres a 5-4 lead. After starter Nick Martinez didn't make it to 5 innings pitched, Brent Honeywell Jr. was fantastic in relief, covering the middle innings and allowing the Padres to get to the back of their bullpen. Josh Hader closes the game. Final score San Diego 5, Atlanta 4. Game 3. Juan Soto hits a home run in the 3rd. Cronenworth scores on a fielder's choice. He beats the throw to the plate on a grounder to second base. Another run scores on a fielder's choice throw to home on a ground ball to first this time. Odor collides with d'Arnaud and the ball pops free. Michael Wacha career high 10 strikeouts over 6 innings pitched. Final score was San Diego 4, Atlanta 1. And game 4 is still currently playing.
Padres have a 10-2 lead in the ninth, so it's safe to say they're going to win this series. I think.
Yeah. So after this win, it will be a 3-1 San Diego for the series.
Red Sox at the Tigers. Game 1. Jake Rogers' epic mustache hits a 2-run home run in the bottom of the 2nd. Miggy gets an RBI single in the 3rd in his final home opener of his career to make the lead 3-1. Rafael Devers hits an opposite field blast 400 feet in the 4th. Devers adds another RBI on a double to the right center field wall to tie the game. Adam Duvall adds a 3-run blast in the same inning to give the Sox a 6-3 lead and continue his scorching streak. Final score Boston 6, Detroit 3. Game 2. 2 RBI walks in the 2nd inning. Joey Wentz leaves the game for the Tigers. He had an apparent injury while he was pitching. I'm not sure why that didn't translate over in the notes. I'm pretty sure I wrote that down. They bring in a right-handed reliever to face Devers, and he hits a grand slam to make it 6-0 Red Sox. Adam Duvall continues his hot hitting with a 2-run home run in the bottom of the 3rd. In the 3rd inning. Devers adds his 2nd home run on a solo home run in the 7th. And the final is Boston 14, Detroit 5. You're not going to beat any major league team with your starter giving up 6 walks for the Tigers. And game 3, Spencer Torkelson had an RBI single in the 1st. Tristan Casas has an RBI single in the 2nd and a solo home run in the 9th. Adam Duvall exits the game with an apparent wrist injury. His glove hand appeared to bend awkwardly while diving to make a catch in center field. Final score was Red Sox 4, Tigers 1. The Red Sox sweep the series 3-0.
That gives me the heebie-jeebies.
Yeah, I think it was actually a slide, and his glove went like this, and his hand went like that.
Oh.
You want to watch it?
No, I really don't.
Okay.
I'm not great with the squeamish stuff.
This is the 2nd week in a row you get to do the Rays.
How exciting. So now, next up is the A's at the Rays. Game 1. First off, best uniform in baseball. It was Devil Rays Day. So exciting. The Rays held their own personal home run derby. 5 different Rays hit home runs, including Ramirez, Paredes, Margot, Bethancourt, and Franco. Zach Eflin went 6 innings pitched with 3 earned runs. Waldenchuk had a rough start for the A's, giving up 6 runs in the 2nd inning on 40 pitches. All 8 runs he allowed were scored by the home run ball. Oler came in relief and did well to save their bullpen, only allowing 1 run over the final 5 innings required of him, but the A's could not mount a strong enough comeback to make it matter. Final score, Tampa Bay Devil Rays 9, Oakland 5. Game 2 was tied with no score in the bottom of the 4th, but a leadoff walk by Brandon Lau and an infield single by Franco led to 2 runs scored on a Paredes single. Arozarena hit a 2 RBI single with bases loaded in the 5th. Margot hit his 2nd home run in his Mindy's days. It was a solo shot to left field. Brandon Lau hits his first home run of the year in the 6th. It was a 3-run home run to make it 9-0. The A's bring in position players to pitch in the 8th, but Randy doesn't really care and blasts a 2-run home run to the deepest part of the park. Jeffrey Springs has 13 consecutive scoreless innings in his first 2 starts this year. Final score, Tampa Bay 11, Oakland 0. Game 3. Drew Rasmussen gives 7 scoreless with 8 strikeouts as the Rays shut out Oakland for the second straight day. Brandon Lau hits an opposite field grand slam after Harold Ramirez hustles to keep the inning alive on what should have been a sure ground out to end the inning. Ramirez adds a home run of his own, a 2-run shot to the deepest part of the Trop, 441 feet. The Rays are the first team to go 9-0 to start a series since the 2003 Royals. Their streak of wins by 4 or more runs is the most since the 1939 Yankees. Their run differential of plus 57 is the most since 1884, when the mound was only 50 feet from home plate. Final score, Tampa Bay 11, Oakland 0. Rays sweep the Oakland A's 3-0.
I forgot we had touchscreen.
I know.
Dodgers at Diamondbacks. JD Martinez hits a 2 RBI double in the third to give LA a 3-0 lead, but he gets thrown out trying to advance to third base. Freddie Freeman gets his first home run of the year to make it 5-1 Dodgers in the seventh. Jake McCarthy hits a triple in the seventh and scores on a passed ball. Final score, Dodgers 5, Diamondbacks 2. In game 2, it was very back and forth early, with the Dodgers going ahead and the Diamondbacks evening it up twice in the first 3 innings. Chris Taylor hits a solo home run in the fourth to give the Dodgers a 3-2 lead. Evan Longoria and Corbin Carroll launch home runs in the sixth to give Arizona a 4-3 lead. They added 2 more runs of insurance in the eighth before closing it out behind the arm of Andrew Chafin. Final, Diamondbacks 6, Dodgers 3. Game 3, the Dodgers have a 4-run lead in the first on an RBI single, sac fly, and a 2-run home run by James Outman. Geraldo Perdomo has a 2-run home run, and Ketel Marte adds another 2-run shot in the second to give the Diamondbacks a 5-4 lead. Alec Thomas has a sliding catch in the fifth to save multiple runs. Zach Davies exits the game after appearing to get hurt while pitching. Freddie Freeman cuts the lead to 1 in the sixth on a double off the high wall in center field to make it 7-6 Arizona. Diamondbacks responded right away in the bottom half, scoring a run on a Gurriel triple and a Christian Walker sac fly. They did not let up from there and added on 3 more runs in the eighth. The final was Diamondbacks 12, Dodgers 8. Game 4, top of the first, Peralta hits an RBI double to score Mookie Betts. The bottom half, Pavin Smith has an RBI double and scores Rojas. Corbin Carroll, RBI, scores Smith. Carroll was tagged out trying to take second base. In the bottom of the second, Jose Herrera has an RBI to score McCarthy. In the top of the third, RBI triple by JD Martinez on a missed catch by Thomas. Freeman scores. Miguel Vargas has a sac fly to score Martinez. Bottom third, Alec Thomas, RBI single, scores Walker. Nick Ahmed, RBI single, scores Thomas and McCarthy. In the bottom of the fourth, Pavin again with a 2-run double to score Rojas and Perdomo. Jake McCarthy has an RBI single that scores Pavin Smith. In the bottom of the fifth, Geraldo Perdomo, RBI single, scores Ahmed. Christian Walker, RBI walk. Walker, RBI walk. Top of the eighth, JD Martinez has an RBI double. Vargas, an RBI triple, scores Martinez, and Trace Thompson has an RBI single that scores Vargas. But the final was Diamondbacks 11, Dodgers 6, and the Diamondbacks win the series 3-1. I didn't say Diamondbacks, right? Not Dodgers?
You said Diamondbacks.
Okay.
All right, next up we have the Nationals at the Rockies. Game 1, Chris Bryant RBI single in the fifth on a full count to give the Rockies a 1-0 lead. The Nationals had a strong scoring opportunity in the eighth with men on the third. Oh my god. Men on the third. Nationals had a strong scoring opportunity in the eighth with men on first and third, but could not capitalize. Joey Meneses filled out.
He really filled out, man. Finally hit puberty at
Joey Meneses flied out to end the inning. The final score was Colorado 1, Washington 0. This game was only the 11th game, ending in a 1-0 score played at Coors Field. It is known as the Hitter's Park. So, pretty low scoring. I mean, low scoring for any standard, honestly.
It's the mountain air. It makes the ball carry farther normally. And they also have a bunch of spots in the stadium or in the field that if you hit it there, it's like automatically a triple, even if you're really fucking slow.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Do they offer oxygen?
I don't know.
I know they do for football. Game 2. Alex Call and Jaime.
Jimmer.
Damn it. I really thought about it before I said it too. As soon as I got to Candelario, I knew I said it wrong though. Alex Call and Jimmer Candelario go back-to-back home runs in the first. The Nats add 2 more in the second with an RBI walk and a sacrifice fly. 2 more scored on an RBI triple by CJ Abrams in the third. He added a second triple in the fifth and scores on another sacrifice fly to make it 8-2 Washington. Colorado had a bit of a rally in the seventh with an RBI by Tovar Profar.
Tovar Profar.
By Tovar Profar and Bryant, make it 8-5.
The law firm of Tovar, Profar, and Bryant.
It does sound like a law firm. But the Nats come right back to add 2 more runs in the top of the eighth. Final score was Washington 10, Colorado 5. Game 3. Jonathan Daza makes a great catch on a Robles fly ball, but tries to show that he had the ball and drops it in the grass. It's ruled a no catch. Allows Stone Garrett to hit a 3-run home run later in the inning. Stone Garrett hits a 2 RBI single in the fifth. Garrett gets a double later to finish 4 of 5 with 5 RBIs. Colorado almost completes a comeback from 5 runs down in the ninth on a 2-run home run by Mike Muskas and a 2-run single by Elias Diaz. But Carl Edwards Jr., yummy, comes in to save the game after Anthony Banda couldn't get it done. Final score is Washington 7, Colorado 6.
He's talking about the burgers, not the guy.
Yeah, just to clarify, I realized that sounded kind of bad after I kept going. But you got it, and that's fine. Game 4.
If you listened to our previous episodes, you also would have gotten the joke. So,
Also, I don't think I've ever eaten there, so to say yummy is really.
you eaten at Hardee's before?
Pro-
You eaten at Hardee's before?
we sound so bad.
I hope you guys are enjoying this because it's taking every last ounce of energy we have.
Yeah. As I yawn.
Go ahead.
I just want to let you know that the current headline on SportsCenter right now is the Rays remain unbeaten. 13th team in the World Series era to start 9-0. Thought you should know. Game 4. Elias Diaz hit a solo home run in the bottom of the fourth. Profar solo home run in the bottom of the fifth. Dom Smith and Keibert Ruiz hit. They didn't hit him. They had RBI walks and a wild pitch. Gives Washington 6-3 lead in the sixth. Rockies raise a 4-run.
Holly. I don't know why it says really.
Really in. Rockies raise a 4-run rally in the bottom of the inning. Elias Diaz has an RBI double. Charlie Blackmon has an RBI single and an RBI walk by Ryan McMahon. Final score was Colorado 7, Washington 6. Series split 2-2.
Reds at the Phillies. Game 1 was a tight game for most of the game. It was 1-1 going into the bottom of the fifth after a tying RBI by Jose Barrero for Cincinnati. Kyle Schwarber drops an RBI double inside the right field line to score Trey Turner and give the Phils a 2-1 lead in the bottom of the fifth. Tyler Stevenson doubles in a run for the Reds to respond to the next half inning and tie the game. JT Realmuto crushes a 2-run home run 448 feet to center field in the seventh to give the Phillies a 4-2 lead. Edmundo Sosa adds a solo shot in the eighth. The final score was Phillies 5, Reds 2. In Game 2, Spencer Steer has a solo home run in the first. Nick Lodolo strikes out 12 over 7 scoreless innings. Jake Fraley has a sac fly in the ninth to make it 2-0 Reds. Brandon Marsh has a pinch hit RBI single. Edmundo Sosa has a sac fly that ties it for the Phillies. Brandon Marsh steals second, and Bryson Stott walks it off on an RBI single.
Base crimes.
Phillies 3, Reds 2. Game 3, Alec Boehm hits a 2-run home run in the fourth to break a tie and give the Phils a 4-2 lead. Sir Anthony Dominguez blows the save for the Phillies by giving up a bases clearing double to Jake Fraley in the ninth to give the Reds a 6-4 lead. Ian Jabot comes in and closes the game for Cincinnati. The final was Reds 6, Phillies 4. And the Phillies win the series 2-1.
I would kind of like for Sir Anthony Dominguez to be knighted. Sir Anthony.
Sir Anthony.
Sir Anthony. Next up, we have the Mariners at Guardians. Game 1, Josh Bell hits an RBI single to third to add to the Guardians' 2-0 lead. Miles Straw knocks in a run to make it 3-0 in the fourth. The Mariners respond in the top of the fifth with a J.P. Crawford RBI double and Ty France RBI single. Crawford added another RBI double, and J-Rod hits a 2-run home run to score JP in the sixth. Final score, Seattle 5, Cleveland 3. Game 2, Eugenio Suarez and Kelenic have RBI singles that give Seattle a 2-0 lead in the first. Ty France has a hustle double on a chopper to third base, sets up Suarez to score him in another RBI single in the second. Miles Straw RBI single in the fifth. Jose Ramirez bloop RBI double falling between second base and right field in the seventh. Paul Sewald closes out for the Mariners. Final score, Seattle 3, Cleveland 2. Game 3, Cal Raleigh hits a 2-run home run in the first inning. Going into the bottom of the ninth, it was a 3-1 Mariners lead. Guardians' Will Brennan.
What?
Bill's name is William. I didn't know he played baseball. Guardians' Will Brennan hits a 2-run double to tie the game and send it to extra innings. Mariners score 2 in the 11th on a Cal Raleigh RBI and Colton Wong sacrifice fly. Will Brennan hits another game-tying RBI in the bottom half. Seattle gets 1 run in the 12th on a Teoscar Hernandez RBI. Josh Naylor hits an RBI ground out to tie, and Josh Bell chops a ball to second base, and the throw home does not get there in time. Guardians walk it off. Final score, Cleveland 7, Seattle 6. The Mariners take that series 2-1.
Next, we have the White Sox at the Pirates. In Game 1, Carlos Santana has a solo home run, and Ji-Hwan Bae RBI double makes it a 2-1 lead in the bottom of the second. A pair of White Sox 2-run home runs by Luis Robert and Jake Berger in the top of the third gives them a 5-2 lead. Ryan Reynolds hits his 5th home run on the early season, a 3-run shot that gives the Pirates a 7-5 lead in the fourth. Luis Robert promptly ties it up in the top of the 5th with another 2-run home run. Ryan Reynolds triples to clear the bases in the bottom of the inning and scores himself on the same play due to a throwing error by Elvis Andrus. The Pirates have started hot and win their home opener in this game, the 13-9.
As we've all been waiting for, it was really cool to see Andrew McCutchen welcomed back to Pittsburgh. He had like a full minute-long standing ovation, and he seemed to be getting a bit emotional prior to stepping up to the plate, which I think is pretty reasonable. I got the chills just mentioning it, and I didn't even care.
Yeah, and the umpire used his discretion to not enforce the pitch clock rules, which people felt some need to comment on. I just think, it's self pretty
Human to human, it's a kind gesture to make.
yeah. Game 2, veterans McCutchen and Carlos Santana combine for a 1-0 Pirates lead in the first. Oscar Colas hits an RBI single in the second to tie it. The White Sox get a 4-run third inning while Velasquez struggles with command for Pittsburgh, one of the runs scoring on a wild pitch. White Sox then add on 5 runs in the seventh. McCutchen hits his first home run at home this year in his return to Pittsburgh. White Sox snap Pirates' 4-game winning streak. And the White Sox won 11-5.
I don't know why when you said that they combined for a 1-0 Pirates lead, I pictured a 3-legged race.
Right.
They like strapped together and took one run together.
Okay.
Mhm.
You're crazy.
Yeah.
In game 3, Jack Sawinski hits a sacrifice fly that scores a run for Pittsburgh in the second. The White Sox left 6 men on base in the game. There was a collision at the plate between O'Neill Cruz and Sebi Zavala, which results in Cruz fracturing his left ankle. The final score was Pittsburgh 1, White Sox 0. Pirates won the series 2-1.
Next up, we have the Astros at the Twins. In game 1, Alex Bregman hits an RBI single in the third. A wild pitch by Brian Abreu plates the Twins' first run in the sixth to tie the game 1-1. Ryan Presley strikes out the side in the ninth to send the game to extra innings. Mauricio Dubon hits an RBI single in the infield to give the Astros a 2-1 lead going into the bottom of the 10th. Jose Miranda ties the game with an RBI single to right field, which leads to runners at first and second. Kyle Farmer knocks a walk-off single through the middle to win the game for the Twins in their home opener. Final score, Minnesota 3, Houston 2. Game 2, Kyle Farmer hits a 3-run home run in the bottom of the second to give the Twins an early lead. Trevor Larnach follows up with an RBI single. Jordan grand slam in the third to tie the game for Houston. Christian Vasquez hits an RBI to give the Twins a lead and adds another RBI later. Byron Buxton hits a 3-run home run in the eighth. The Twins' bullpen nearly falls apart. They have to bring in the closer after giving up a 2-run home run to Jeremy Pena in the ninth. Final score, Minnesota 9, Houston 6. Game 3, Game 3. In the top of the third, McCormick hits a 2-run homer. In the bottom of the fourth, Donovan Solano hits an RBI double. Hunter Brown has 7 strikeouts. At some point in the game, Ryan Jeffers was able to stop someone from stealing base. He is now 3 for 5 in catching base stealers. Last season, he was 7 for 38 in the entire season. Houston wins 5-1, but Minnesota takes the series 2-1.
Next, we have the Royals at the Giants. In game 1, Nicky Lopez hits an RBI single in the second. Blake Sabol ties it 1-1 with a single of his own in the bottom of the inning. Vinny Pasquantino hits his first home run of the year in the fourth to give the Royals a 2-1 lead. Salvi adds his first home run, a solo shot in the eighth. Final score, Royals 3, Giants 1. In game 2, Lamont Wade Jr. hits his solo home run in the fourth into the bay. The Giants add 3 more on a sac fly, an RBI double, and an RBI single. Bobby Witt Jr. has a solo home run in the top of the sixth. Franmil Reyes a solo home run in the seventh. I skipped something. Brandon Crawford had an RBI double in the bottom half of the sixth. Salvi golfs a home run to left field to tie the game at 5 in the eighth. A wild pitch by Camilo Doval allows the runner to score from third with 2 outs in the top of the ninth. And Aroldis Chapman comes in to close the game for the Royals. Final score, Royals 6, Giants 5. Game 3, another Salvi RBI. It was a single in the fourth inning. The Giants, better late than never, try to rally in the eighth with a Wilmer Flores RBI double and a Michael Conforto 2-run home run. The Giants bullpen did well to keep the Royals to 1 run for the entire game. They had men on second and third in the seventh inning with 2 out, and they were able to get a strikeout to end that inning. The final was Giants 3, Royals 1, but the Royals won the series 2-1.
Next up, we have the Cardinals at the Brewers. Game 1, Tellez sacrifice fly and Garrett Mitchell RBI single in the third to give the Brewers a 2-0 lead. Willie Adames hits his first home run of the year, a solo shot in the seventh to make it 4-0 Milwaukee. Brewers pitching completed a 5-hit shutout against the Cardinals. Final score, Milwaukee 4, St. Louis 0. Game 2, Arenado hit a sacrifice fly in the first, followed by a bloop RBI single to Goldschmidt. Followed by a bloop RBI single by Goldschmidt. Arenado hit a 2-run home run, which was his 300th career home run. Jordan Walker adds a 2-run home run in the third as well to make it 6-0. Jordan Montgomery had a great start with 9 strikeouts over 7 scoreless innings. The Brewers leave the bases loaded in the eighth on an inning-ending strikeout. Final score, St. Louis 6, Milwaukee 0. Game 3, Adames hit a 2-run double in the third. Adames hit a solo home run in the fifth. Yelich scores a home run in the seventh, followed by Tellez hitting a 2-run double. The Brewers pitching staff dominates the Cardinals lineup for the second game of the series. Bullpen was shut down, only allowing 2 hits over the final 3 innings. Final score was Milwaukee 6, St. Louis 1. Brewers win the series 2-1.
The Blue Jays at the Angels. Mike Trout hit a baseball into orbit on his first swing in the home opener for the Angels. Angels fans were relentless at Springer for the entire series, not just for his at bats in the first game, yelling cheater at him for the entire series.
Nice, classy.
The Jays run themselves into an out by trying a delay steal. They get caught in a rundown for the final out of their half of the fourth inning. A safety squeeze play by David Fletcher plates a run in the bottom of the fourth. Guerrero misses tagging the base on that play at first, and the Jays do not get any outs on that play. A great play in the top of the fifth on a ground ball chopper by Bichette. Urshela fields it as he crosses the foul line and launches the ball to the back side of the first base bag, where Jake Lamb made a great stretch to complete that play. The Angels bullpen ruins that great effort of everyone else by giving up a go-ahead 3-run home run to Bo Bichette in the seventh to make it 4-3 Blue Jays. Ohtani hits a leadoff double in the eighth that just missed being a home run, and the Angels following him in the lineup cannot bring him in to score. Jordan Romano comes in to complete the save opportunity for Toronto. Final score, Blue Jays 4, Angels 3. Game 2, Bo Bichette has a 2-run home run, and Matt Chapman adds a solo home run in the third inning. Anthony Rendon punches a ground ball up the middle on an RBI groundout that scores Trout. Renfroe hits a line drive down the third base line to score Ohtani and cut the Blue Jays lead to 1. George Springer has a solo shot in the fifth inning. Luis Rengifo has a solo home run to the opposite field, and Mike Trout hits a 3-run home run in the bottom of the fifth to give the Angels a 7-5 lead. Hunter Renfroe adds a 2-run home run in the eighth to make it 9-5. The Angels end the Blue Jays' 4-game winning streak. The Angels win 9-5. In Game 3, which was a wild one, we watched most of it today. In the bottom of the first, Anthony Rendon has an RBI single on a bad catch that scores Ohtani. Renfroe has a 2-run home run. In the bottom of the third, Ohtani has a 2-run home run and extends his on-base streak to 32 games. In the bottom of the fourth, Logan O'Hoppe has a solo home run. Top of the sixth, Matt Chapman cuts the Angels lead to 2 on a grand slam. Kevin Kiermaier then had a 2 RBI triple to tie the game at 6. In the top of the seventh, Chapman had an RBI single. Whit Merrifield had an RBI single. And Kevin Kiermaier had a 2 RBI single. In the bottom of the eighth, Brandon Drury hits a solo home run. KK hangs off the wall in an attempt to catch it, but he doesn't. In the bottom of the ninth, Rendon is hit by a pitch from Squatty. The run scores. This is Squatty Potty. He kind of was potty in this game. He was potty in this game. He wasn't
I didn't realize I wrote that so
he
casually.
wasn't able to close it. Renfroe has a 2 RBI double that ties the game. In the top of the 10th, Kiermaier has a ground rule double that scores a run. The ghost runner scores from second on that. It was a 5 RBI game for Kiermaier. Springer has an RBI single in the 10th, and in the bottom of the 10th, there was an RBI walk. Ohtani came up with 2 out and bases loaded and grounded into out at first. Blue Jays won 12-11 in 10 innings and won the series 2-1.
A wild one.
Always said you were a wild one.
I just want to say that Hunter Renfroe never played like that for us.
It's because he looks so much like Mike Trout. He's just going to start playing like Mike Trout. Maybe. I don't know.
I guess.
I thought he was pretty good when he was on Boston.
Yeah, but not when he was on the Rays. Well, that's all we've got for you guys today. Not a lot of extra fluff because we've given you all that we have. We haven't really talked much about me being sick because Will's potential flu is definitely trumping what's probably just a cold for me. But we're tired.
Yeah.
No fangrams because you guys don't like that apparently. Probably just gonna cut saying that and not offer them anymore.
Well, I didn't include it in the last episode because it sounded like you were yelling at people for not wishing me a happy birthday.
I'm shocked that you cut that out. So, the usual like, follow, subscribe, comment, retweet, share,
Listen,
listen.
which you're already doing, hopefully.
We tried to give away 6 tickets this weekend since we couldn't go to the games and couldn't. We couldn't find 6 people that wanted to go.
Yep.
So, keep an eye out. If we continue to get sick, we may try again.
Yep. We are on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. I didn't upload a YouTube version of the last episode. Again, just sick is taking it out of us. I will try to get a YouTube version of this one up, but I don't know. No guarantees. It's been pretty busy, and I'm also trying to do online classes and all that stuff. So, fun stuff. Being sick has put me behind in a lot of areas.
But we will talk to you guys again soon. This has been the Baseball and Chain podcast.
Till death do us baseball. And we felt pretty close this week.
You have pizza sauce on your shirt.